On a warm and sunny day in Los Angeles, a man in simple clothes walked briskly toward a film studio. His steps were steady, and his face was a mix of determination and quiet contemplation. Despite the fame he had achieved, very few people knew that this was the same man who had become a global icon for his unforgettable performances on the big screen. His name was known by millions, yet he was always one to shy away from the spotlight, preferring to let his work speak for itself. That day, the man entered a studio where a new film was being shot. The set, however, felt strangely lifeless. The director, a well-known figure in Hollywood, was pacing back and forth, frustrated by the lack of energy in the scene. He had a vision, but something was missing. The actors, while talented, couldn't quite capture the raw emotion and intensity the director had imagined. The film, which had the potential to be extraordinary, felt like it was slipping through their fingers. At that moment, the man walked onto the set. He wasn't part of the crew, and no one knew why he had arrived. But as soon as he stepped onto the stage, there was a palpable shift in the atmosphere. His presence alone seemed to command attention. The director, who was known for his sharp intuition, couldn't help but feel that this was the missing piece he had been searching for. "Who is this?" the director asked, his voice tinged with curiosity. "Just someone who believes in the power of storytelling," the man replied, his voice calm but firm. The director, intrigued by the man's confidence and mysterious aura, immediately asked him to step into the scene. No script, no prior preparation, just instinct. The man nodded and walked toward the set, where a scene had been set up involving an emotional confrontation between two characters. The moment the man opened his mouth to speak, the atmosphere changed. His voice, though quiet at first, seemed to hold the weight of an entire lifetime's worth of experiences. The scene that had previously felt hollow suddenly became alive with meaning. His eyes, intense and filled with vulnerability, drew the other actors in, bringing out the best in them. It was as if he wasn't just playing a role. He was living it, breathing it, becoming it. The director, watching from behind the camera, felt a deep sense of awe. He knew something magical was happening. For the next few weeks, the man became an integral part of the film. He worked tirelessly, often staying late into the night, refining his performance and pushing the boundaries of his own abilities. Every time he stepped onto the set, something new emerged. It was as though the man had unlocked a part of himself that no one had ever seen before. A raw, untapped talent that transcended the world of acting. His performance was so real, so authentic, that it left everyone who watched him in stunned silence. The day of the film's premiere arrived, and the theater was filled with anticipation. As the credits rolled, the audience was completely captivated by the story unfolding on the screen. The man's portrayal of his character had been nothing short of transformative. The way he captured the complexities of human emotion, from joy to heartbreak, was unprecedented. He didn't just play a character, he became the character. When the film ended, the crowd erupted in applause. People were on their feet, cheering, shouting his name. But despite the recognition and admiration pouring in from all directions, the man remained humble, standing quietly at the back of the theater. He had never sought fame, His sole purpose had always been to tell a story that resonated with the world. In the days that followed, critics hailed the film as a masterpiece, and the man's performance was celebrated as one of the greatest in cinematic history. His portrayal of a man struggling with inner demons and searching for redemption became an iconic symbol of vulnerability and strength. However, the true depth of his performance remained a mystery to many. How could one person embody such a complex character with such ease? What was it about this man that made him stand out from the rest? Determined to uncover the secret behind his transformative performance, a journalist approached the man for an interview. "What is it that makes you different from other actors?" the journalist asked. The man smiled gently, his eyes reflecting a deep well of wisdom. "I don't see acting as pretending to be someone else," he said softly. "I see it as a way of tapping into the deepest parts of ourselves. Every character, every role is a reflection of something we all carry inside us. It's not about acting. It's about revealing the truth in every moment." For years, the man continued to challenge himself, taking on roles that pushed the limits of his craft. He never sought the spotlight, and yet it seemed to find him at every turn. He worked with some of the most talented filmmakers in the world, always striving to create something meaningful. But even as his fame grew, he remained grounded, constantly questioning and seeking out new ways to grow as an artist. It wasn't until many years later, after winning countless accolades and awards, that the world began to understand just how deeply his artistry had shaped the landscape of cinema. His contributions weren't just in the films he made, but in the way he approached every role with unwavering dedication and humility. And while the world would eventually know his name, only a few knew the man behind the performances, the one who had never been in it for the fame or fortune, but only for the love of storytelling. This man, who had spent years transforming the world of film, was Leonardo DiCaprio, and his journey was far from over.